Hello, Flosstube. Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, coming at you with my update number 304. I'm gonna try to see if I can hurry through this. I don't know, because our schedule's kind of mixed up today. But today is the 21st of October. That's already the 21st. This is a channel about cross stitch for those of you who might not know. And welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome to anybody new who's come across this. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm calling this a finish, a fail, and future, the future plans. At least that's what I'm calling it in my head. I don't know, but that's what I'm going to call it. But so I have a few different things to talk about. Okay, so I did meet my goal before with Parade of Elephants. The goal was to finish it, and I did. I showed that a couple weeks ago. And then last week I talked about my other WIPGO WIP, which was Piano Cat. That I had to restart because I started with a kit and then I did the fabric wrong, and I was very far along. But anyway, so last week I talked about how I had done some more on this gray, and so I did more on the front end of the cat here. I think I had already done all this stuff though, for the white around his eyes and mouth and nose, his muzzle. And so I just continued on some more with the dark gray. And then I decided to go ahead and start on this music stuff. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Just a minute. Sorry about that. So I decided to do this, and it's mostly backstitching. And I think it calls for like backstitching with one thread, but I went ahead and used two because I felt like it would show it better. And I had to do all the music notes with two threads anyway, so I went ahead and just used two threads, and I like the way it looks. And then I just used whatever little like ends that were left over because of where I was to work on the black down here. So there's a little bit of black on the piano down here. But so anyway, that was 6 days, and yeah, so that's as far as I got. But I did meet that goal of 6 days, so it goes back on the whip pile. And then I had my two new starts and two finishes. So I haven't gotten to the second finish yet, but that should go pretty quickly because I already have in mind, I think, what I'm going to do with it. The other finish I had was this Western Biscornu by Tinymodernist. And this was the first Biscornu I had tried to do. I bought it, I think, in 2019 or thereabouts. Because I know I worked on it some at Stitchnanigans. And that was in 2019, and I think I had already had it, but I had finished stitching it. That's the front, and that's the back, and I had it lingering for a long time, and so it was one of my WIPGO goals to FFO it. So I started to, and I started very nicely, and the way I watched Tinymodernist has a tutorial out there about how to do it, and it's fine. And actually, I've made two Biscornus before. I had this pattern that I bought, earlier, and then I bought for my sisters Dragon Biscornu and Gnome Biscornu, and from Tinymodernist, and I finished them, and I stitched them, and I did everything correctly. So I thought, oh, it should be a breeze. No problem at all. And the way they work basically is, along the edge of the design, you do a backstitch line, And then when you go to put it together, you stitch these backstitch lines together. And instead of, instead of being back and front this way, it's back and front that way. So that you have the corner of one side meets the center of the other side. And then that's how you get that shape. So I was, I watched the tutorial to just refresh my memory, and I was doing it correctly. And so this is the middle of the one side, and that's the corner of the other. And I was fine until somewhere along in here, see, there's a little buckle right there. And somewhere along in here, I did something wrong. I stitched it wrong somehow. Because then when I got to this corner, they don't meet. And this corner, they don't meet. The middle of this design should be right across from that. And it's not. And so I kept hoping that it would kind of correct itself, but then I got over here and I thought, it's not going to look right. It's going to be all buckled and weird. And so I'm going to undo it and do it over again. I don't know how far back I'm going to have to go, because I think this corner is correct. And I think it's right in here that's messed up. And I really struggled with this. It's 18 count Aida. The other two that I did, I think I did on 14 count Aida, I think. And I had no problem with them. And on this one, I don't know if it's partly the fabric. It's a little softer than regular Aida. And so it's, and I think it may be, it doesn't feel like it's 100% cotton. So it might be like partly polyester or something. But, and I think the fact that it's so tiny, and maybe there was a little more tension that I used when I did the back stitching, something. But, when you sew them together, you pick up basically one back stitch and another back stitch right across from it, and you're just whip stitching all the way around. And I really had a hard time getting, you don't sew the fabric together, you just sew the back stitch together. And I had a real hard time pulling the back stitch up from the fabric. It would kind of like sink in there. I don't know. It was a mess. So I think I'm going to have to start this over again to make it work out right, because it's just not working out right. So anyway, yeah. But before I got started on that mess, I started on, I did new starts. I saw on my birthday on the 10th, I did a new start, one of my new starts. And that was the number 2 of the Black Cat series, the Black Cat season, by Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches. I meant to say this is a Design Works kit, this piano cat, and I think the designer is Pipsqueak Productions for Design Works is the cat, and like I said, the Biscornu is Tinymodernist. So Black Cat season is by Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches. So the number 2 one was my birthday start, one of my new starts, and I also finished the number 1. So as last week I had like half a moon done and half the stars done, and not the stars down here, but I finished that. So I finished the number 1 chart here and started on number 2. I just had these 2 words done for the number 2 chart. So since then I've done this moon, and I just put in the eye last night, this morning, I don't know what it was. And I am working on this right here. And so this is the word night. So we'll have finished the words later today. And then there's the cat here, and then there's a fence underneath there. And then there's some music notes, wiggly music notes that are backstitched. And the backstitches on the music notes are done with one thread, and so I think because you have to put the music notes in there, I think I'm gonna do like one thread for the backstitch for the lines on the note, and then just do it twice, to make the X with two threads over the X's. Yeah, so after I finish the word night, which I'm working on right now, I'm right in the middle of this G. So when I finish that, then I can do the cat and the fence, and that's going pretty well. Yeah, and this is on 30. Oh wait, I'm grabbing the wrong fabric. 32 count Blackberry Latte by Grace Note Fabrics. Really pretty. Yeah. So anyway, that is Black Cat singing. And then my other new start was the number 10 in Cottage Garden Samplings series, A Year in the Woods. So the Little Brown Bat is the number 10 chart, and the other day I did some work on the border so I know where to put it, and this is the sort of the bones of the bat's wing, right? His little hand, and then this is part of his body here. So this is I think I worked on it Wednesday, I think. So I think this is just one day. Because I went. My sister had an appointment, and so I just worked on it while I was waiting for her, and then we did some running around. But yeah. So that was my other new start, and I'm probably going to do a little more work on that if I have time. But like I said, I have to redo that Biscornu, and then I have to do my other new start, and I just have a week to do it. But that should go pretty good. And then before the week is over, we'll have the November calls for WIPGO. So that should be good. I only, of course, I only have 2 days left, and so I have the Elephant Biscornu, and the Peacock on the Balcony, which is the chart my sister made of my 2 cats, Puck and Snug, on the balcony of my apartment in Little Rock, and Voyage of Discovery. So each of those, the goal is 6 days, and the Elephant Biscornu, I don't think I have that much done on it, but maybe in 6 days I can finish it, and it's another Tinymodernist design, and so maybe I can finish it, and yeah, I don't know. The Peacock is really pretty. That was a kit, I think, a Design Works kit also, and I dyed that. It came with white Ada for the background, and I dyed that to a color that I thought would work for that. It looks really pretty. It's really pretty design. And then my FFOs are going to be Gathering Berries, which is by Tina Horner of Ink Circles, yeah. And then one of the Prairie Schooler Santas. This 2018 Santa. Oh, I think it's an old design from a magazine that had been languishing in my as a WIP for many years, and then as a matter of fact, since 1990 something, because I had to change the date because it has a little date on it, and I changed it to 2018, and I thought I would finish it around that, but then I never did. So it's in my FFO pile. It remains to be seen what I'm going to do with that. and then Chocolate Bunnies is a hands-on design thing that I finished. Life Needs More Chocolate Bunnies, something like that. And then Easter Preparation, which is a Twin Peak Primitives design that I was very anxious to finish. I was very happy to finish it, and I have to FFO it. But yeah, so those will finish out the year. I don't know what I'm going to do for new starts. Probably the rest of the year in the woods, and maybe the rest of the black cat season. I don't know. I don't know what I'm. I think that's the things I want to work on right now. I still have the July, August, and September year in the woods patterns. I don't know when I'm going to work on those, but anyway, so they are. But like I said, I'm probably going to have to redo the Biscornu, which is a shame because I'm kind of a slow stitcher, and this because this is so tiny and so weird, I'm slower than usual on this. But yeah, I really, the more I worked on it, and I should have stopped a lot sooner, because now I have to go pretty far back. But yeah, the way it's buckling here, when it started to not match up, should have been my first clue. I should have stopped a long time ago. But anyway, so even though this is a very short video, I hope to have more to show you next week. Oh, sorry, my hair is a little weird. But we have things going on today, so I'm trying to think if there's something else. Well, I think, yeah. Should I have a couple more, like, what, 10 more days in the month of October, before the month is out. So yeah, I have another week and a half to do my my FFOs. Anyway, so I think that's about all I have to talk about this week. I had a lot of stuff done, but it didn't take me very long to talk about it because it just went by so fast. But hopefully next week I'll have a finished Biscornu, a properly finished Biscornu, and another finish to show you. And maybe that black cat season thing, the second one will be done by then. I thought it was sort of closer to the end of the month than it really is. So I'm very happy, actually, because I have a little more time to work on things. I'm trying to think. A tiny bit of haul. It's nothing worse. I just bought another skein of thread because I was actually it was this blue color because I wasn't sure. I think I probably have another skein of it somewhere, but the bobbin I found with this color on it is almost gone, and I have to pull this out, so it's going to be even more gone. I don't think I'm going to reuse that thread. I don't think I. Anyway, but yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because we still have to film our Three Sisters video, and I have to get ready to do that. And so I will let you go for now, and I will see you again next week. Hopefully I'll have a little more to do. If you were a winner of the giveaway a couple weeks ago, let me know to make sure you got your your giveaway prizes, just drop me a note in the comments or something, and let me know that you got it, just so I can be sure, because you should have received it already. And I think that's it. So I will see you next week, and thanks for watching. Bye.